Hello, girls. Where is this dog? Welcome to my new home. I'm just kidding. I wish it was. I am currently in Mendoza. We just got here a few hours ago and we are staying in this beautiful Airbnb. I just got inside. I almost broke my phone on this glass. I did not know it was there. I thought it was completely open. There's very few negatives about this place that we're staying. That's one of them. I never know when something is glass or something is wide open. So I've run into like 100 things and I've hit my head on everything. This is the dining room area. You may recognize this view if you follow me on socials. I just did a cutie little outfit video. And then you come over here. Can you guys see that? I'm standing over this window, which like if somebody was down there disturbing, you'd see right at my skirt. It's like a winery down there or something. I don't know. They have it closed off over in this creepy corner where I did the outfit video. If we were staying here and they were giving us a wine tour, we'd be the people who are down there. But we're not. This is our living room area. One cool thing about this place, lots of skylights. Let me get you the best lighting, my girls. Only the best for you. You see all this? This is our living room area connected to the dining room. And basically this whole house is just a big open circle. I really like the vibe of it. This is our kitchen. And then if I keep walking straight, you can either choose to kind of have this little area here, talk to the people in the kitchen. You have the living room. This is the hallway with all our bedrooms. And then behind me is the stairs that go up to like the main bedroom. So the concept of it is super fun, but realistically, like if I lived here, people would literally see things that they don't need to see all the time. And there's not a lot of privacy. I will say that if you're like looking for just a quiet little house in the city, this is not the vibe for you. But if you're looking for like a fun communal space with people and just really like having no secrets, this is the place for you. Ani and Zelf are at the grocery store currently. I just didn't feel, number one, like I really needed anything. But two, if you've ever been on a group trip, sometimes it's nice to just hang back, have alone time. And I've just learned over the years that sometimes I am my best self when I just ask for some time alone or when I just say I don't need to go. Also, I like to take time getting ready. I don't know if any of you guys are like this. I like to really take time and get ready for dinner, for something nice, for an event, for an activity. Sometimes I just want to sit and kind of take the time to get ready. Glad that I have Zelf and Ani. They're like the navigators. I feel like in almost every situation of my life, I'm very much someone who leads, and it's kind of nice to be in a room with two people who naturally are stronger personalities and can just take the reins. My brain can't fully shut off because, I'm in a place like I don't know, and there's always a little bit of that going on in the back of my mind, just kind of like being aware of what's happening around you. But I will say it is nice to be in a situation where my brain can turn off and they can kind of take the reins and do their own thing. The last few days have been very interesting. I think another thing with going with groups is you often do activities that maybe you wouldn't do if you went by yourself or even with your family. I think sometimes, depending on what type of family structure you have, families tend to kind of want to do the same types of activities. And so sometimes it's fun to be with people who aren't your family members, or it's not just you choosing what activities are being done or what things you're partaking in. Because I've done stuff here that I probably wouldn't have prioritized, and they were really enjoyable. The first night we were here, we went on a food tour, which you guys saw, and I just felt like it was such a cool opportunity, not only to be educated on what type of food is really prioritized here, but also to just really start to immerse myself in trying my hand at Spanish. I'm not very good. I got through about 2 weeks on Duolingo before coming to this trip. I just wanted to be respectful and have a few words, like basic sentences I could say. I really enjoyed our leader of that. Her name was Lou. I was just talking with her because I don't know if Minnesota has an equivalent to that food tour. We just walked around different parts of the Palermo neighborhood in Buenos Aires, which now I understand it's not just like Palermo. There's kind of subsets of the city. I think it was Palermo Circle or Circo. If you are around this area, you probably know what I'm talking about. But we walked around that area, went to some of the best restaurants, had great wine. And I just was thinking about how there's so many jobs out there. And sometimes I just feel this pressure to get back into corporate. And if you had asked me a year ago, I would have said corporate is trash, like corporate is bad. I don't feel that way anymore. I think I've had enough time away from a corporate setting to really see the pros and cons of it in a more unbiased viewpoint versus last year I was really coming from a point of like, I'm so frustrated with this job. I'm so frustrated with this situation. And this year, I don't feel that. This year, I'm just kind of like, I can see positives, but like everything has a sacrifice to it. And I think I'm kind of sitting in that mode at the moment. But sometimes I feel such pressure of like being now 29 and make as much money as you can and get as far as you can in your career. And especially when you're a woman who's not married and doesn't have kids, there's kind of this pressure of like, why aren't you working? Why aren't you making as much money as you can? Why aren't you climbing the corporate ladder? And I'm not also on the other end of things where I'm like, all I want to do is be married and have children. But like those dreams still exist in me. I just don't feel like I fit either side of that spectrum 100%. I kind of fall in the middle where I'm like, there's a joy to working. Like when you're not working, it's really boring. And there's also a lot of sacrifice that comes with a job. And then I think about like having a family and I'm like, there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with that too. And a lot of joy that comes with it as well. But sometimes I get so caught up in this, like, oh, I have to do a corporate job. I have to do, I don't know, kind of the status quo. And seeing Lou in that role, I would love something like that. Not only are you experiencing good food and good drinks regularly, but you're also meeting people all the time who are visiting and maybe also like local networking, which could be really good for you too. And so I was just talking with her as we walked from a couple locations of how do you get a job like this? I don't even know how I'd go about finding something like this in the United States, but I plan on looking for it because a huge reason that I wanted to go into doing the hotel originally was because I was like, I can network, I can meet people, I love new people, and I like broadening my worldview. That's why I travel too. And really the hotel has not been that. There's just a part of me that is like, sometimes I feel as though I wasn't made to live in the current system that we have because I really like living off the land. I like living communally, but I'm also not like a crunchy girl. You know what I mean? Like I'm not out here being like a farmer. I just know what I like and I don't feel like I found that in any realm. I don't feel like I found that in a job. Obviously, I haven't found that in a man. I just am kind of like constantly feeling as though I'm waiting on finding that thing I enjoy, and I'm just not there yet. I feel like this got kind of negative. I don't know, not negative, but just like emotional, you know? And I didn't necessarily mean for it to, but if you feel that as well, like what do you do when you feel as though you don't fit the status quo, not socially, but like in terms of work? What do you do about that? How do you handle it? I am going to go try and FaceTime my parents while Ani and Zelf are at the grocery store, and I'll see you in the next clip.